Welcome back for yet again another session of the Breakfast Meeting. My name once again is Isabella Tugume. Now, this morning we are discussing youth and sexual reproductive health rights. I'm joined by Jackson Chekweko, who is the Executive Director of Reproductive Health Uganda, to help us throw more light on this particular subject and for us to see if we can finally put an end to the challenges that are encountered in addressing the sexual reproductive health rights. A very good morning to you, sir. How are you today?
Good morning.
Kindly tell us about yourself and Reproductive Health Uganda.
My name is Jackson Chekweko, the Executive Director for Reproductive Health Uganda. I've been with Reproductive Health Uganda for over 10 years. Reproductive Health Uganda was formerly called Family Planning Association of Uganda. It is an affiliate of International Planned Parenthood Federation. Yes. We run a franchise of over 18 clinics in this country, providing sexual and reproductive health services, ranging from family planning, cervical cancer screening and treatment, safe motherhood. We have a delivery facility in Bale, and we serve over 1 million people every year. And our special focus is young people, but we also serve the adult men and women. We are owned by volunteers. We have over 400 volunteers, and our chairperson is the State Minister for Primary Education, Honorable Seninde.
All right. Now, you say that you cater to over 1 million people annually and have 18 clinics countrywide. Tell us about the challenges that you believe the youth encounter in accessing sexual reproductive health rights and services as well.
Yeah, before I answer that one, I want to say that why are we focusing on young people?
Okay.
The reason is that for every 5 Ugandans, 4 are under 5. I mean under 30 years of age. And for every 3 Ugandans, 1 is between the age of 10 to 24. That makes us, as a country, that makes us to put special interest in young people, because outside that bracket, if you are concentrating outside that bracket, then you are missing the target.
Yeah, because 78% of the population, 74%
I
of the population.
Exactly. The young people, because of these numbers, it comes with a number of challenges, especially sexual and reproductive health and rights. One of them is that this is an indicator of high fertility as a country. That means the number of children produced by an individual are many. And sometimes they cannot afford to maintain them, give them the proper health, give them the proper education. And again, this young population also gives us an indication that either women start producing early, men start manufacturing babies early. It also shows that the education is low, because if girls were remaining in school for longer, going to senior 4, senior 5 and plus, then they would start producing late. Yes. So this comes along with a lot of challenges. Now, one of the challenges is that because of low education, big family sizes, that's why you see a lot of vulnerability.
There is neglect, actually.
Exactly. There is young people don't have what to do. There is unemployment. Land becomes small. Now, various things set in. You see young girls in urban slums giving themselves for survival. You see intergenerational sex because of power relations. A girl wants to survive, and some border man who has made his money is able to sweep her away. They can't stand on their own. Now, these are challenges. Now, the biggest challenge now is that these young people are in a quagmire. First, poverty is around the corner. Second, for those who have fallen out of school, they don't know what to do. They don't have what to do. So they want to go to marriage early. Or sometimes they want to have this relationship and they end up getting unwanted pregnancies. Now, a number of our facilities sometimes are not use-friendly, so they don't have where to go. A number of organizations, of course, has come, up like Reproductive Health Uganda, who want to make it as friendly for them as possible. We are also pushing government to say, can you shift from focusing the adults and shift to focusing on the young people? And we are making some progress along that. So the challenges are many. The issue of date rape is also there. A girl is moving with the boyfriend, not knowing that the boyfriend has a mind of having sex. So this unplanned sex leads to other consequences. There is HIV now around the corner, which is one of the biggest challenges of young people. You don't know whether the girlfriend you are going to or the boyfriend you are relating to is positive or negative. If that person is positive, you can imagine the tragedy which comes along that. And there is a lot of stigma also. And of course, these young people who are living positively have a life to live. They have a relationship to make. So these are some of the challenges the young people face.
It's really heartbreaking many a times when I listen to these challenges. It's like day in, day out, we listen to these challenges, we try and craft solutions, but nothing is seemingly done. So as Reproductive Health Uganda, how do you believe these challenges can be put an end to? How can they be addressed once and for all?
Yeah, I have always mentioned this, and being a Ugandan, also being a parent, I also feel the weight. Unless Ugandans get out of the box.
What is that box? Define that box in which we are enclosed.
And that's where I'm going to. One, if we continue thinking that all the young people are uniform, we are deceiving. Yes, we are telling our young people, please, can you abstain? If you are religious, can you be committed to your Christ, or if you are a Muslim, to your Islamic faith, and abstain as per the requirements of your faith? But there are those who are not part of this category. The challenge now is when it comes to addressing the issues of those who are out of this committed Christians or Muslims, we think that you can tell them that be faithful and they will be faithful. No. Secondly, we forget that there are also young people whom every evening, either a relative or a neighbor or a house girl or a houseboy is defiling them. Now, we become shy to prescribe what works for those categories. And that is things like condom use, and we go out there and train them how to use it properly. We make access to be available, we invest, and let the public health facilities have the condom in front to welcome. Or let it be all over in the toilets, because our society is not uniform. There are young people who grow up inside walls. There are those who are in Waise. There are those in Katanga. And we need solutions for them. That's the other one. The other one is that the government has made efforts, like we have the National Sexuality Education Framework. But we have cycles of the same Ugandans who are even opposing. Now, what do you want the government to do? But I'm happy the First Lady has come out very strongly to say this is a policy. It came out through very tough consultations, and it has to be embraced. But my question is, when it comes to other issues, government comes up very hard. But when it comes to issues which directly affect the young people, like now, you can't expect that the young people will grow, get out of school in P7 or in S4 when they are not equipped with this. Some of them still think that you can have sex and jump and you don't get pregnant. Then the other one is the parent needs to take a role. We urgently need parent-child communication, because the parents should get out of there, leave this business of being respectful, and tell the young people the right thing, because they believe in them. If you don't tell them, they will go and get a boyfriend there who wants sex and will confuse them. And that is the position. But among other things, we need to think of the bigger picture. We need to do as much as possible for some of the government policies to work. If it is universal primary education, it should work. If it is universal secondary education, it should work, such that we have our children. The other one is the private sector. The private sector will go and do a lot of promotions, invest in the... Where is the corporate social responsibility? I think government should also find mechanisms of enforcing this. If you are a Coca-Cola, you either show us what you are doing for the public, and they should even give them incentives. You do this, we give you maybe a tax holiday in this, such that we harness all these resources to make meaning to Ugandans. Assuming the investments they put to sports were the same investments they give to reproductive health Uganda, we would have tested every woman cervical cancer. Yeah.
All right, and before I let you go, we've had a really informative discussion. It's been really interesting. Let me have your final 2 cents to our viewers in under 30 seconds. What would you like them to take home from the discussion we've had this morning?
Let me address myself to the young people themselves. It is your life, it is your responsibility, and the decisions you make have a big bearing on your future. So choose to abstain, delay sex. Choose, if you have a boyfriend, stick to that boyfriend. Go test for HIV, test for cervical cancer, and then if you cannot do this, please use a condom, and properly and consistently. I'm asking government to embrace the sexuality education framework and roll it out today. If there is anybody resisting, I think that person either should be sweet talked or should also be made to step aside or kept somewhere. Thank you.
Many thanks, Mr. Okacho. But it seems like they are enjoying this discussion we're having. So I'll just give you a bit more time for us to delve into this subject a bit better. You highlighted that the only way we could address some of these challenges that we have, you gave a list of things that needs to be done. However, you did not talk about the attitude by various service providers in regards to how they relay information to the youth. Many a times we find cases where there is a lot of animosity, a lot of aggression towards the youth, which makes it a lot more difficult for me, I'm a young person, to walk to a health facility where I was once rejected, and many a times that leaves the youth thinking they can find solutions to their own problems. So what advice do you give to various health providers in whatever institutions that they are on how to address the challenges that the youth encounter? Is it do we have this challenge because of the gaps in age? Is this the reason?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Isabella, for that. Running a franchise of clinics in this country, always I tell my colleagues, the service providers, even if you came on the bad side of the morning to the facility, can you switch that smile? You will switch that smile until it becomes a genuine smile, because that client needs the smile.
Yes.
We know we have frustrations, maybe the motivation, the salaries are not enough, and then you have challenges. But I want to appeal to my colleagues in the sector, the service providers, just be good, just be there for them. It is ironical that the same service providers in our public facilities sometimes become so tough and they become so judgmental. And when they go to on their part-time in a private clinic, they are a world of a difference. Why do that? I think it's not fair. The other one is also training. Some people don't know how to handle young people. They become judgmental. And sometimes if you don't go an extra mile, you will see a 14-year-old young person and you say, hey, even you are pregnant. You don't know what she went through to be pregnant. Yes, these are minors. So that's an attitude which our service providers should adopt. But also, one of the biggest challenges is the service provider needs. Sometimes they don't have gloves. We need to fix that as a country. and we need to be above that. Sometimes they don't have even detergents, basics. And then sometimes the line is too long and they work out themselves, they get tired, and whether you like it or not, human beings are human beings. So I want also to appeal to the young people that that unfriendly touch should not chase you from the service. Go for it, no matter. I tell the young people, let's
but it's inevitable, Mr. Kweketro, that if someone has acted badly towards you. Anyway, this is a discussion that we will continue much later on. Let us now rush to the Uganda Media Center, where there is a press conference that is ongoing. And this will be government's response to EU's resolutions in regards to human rights. Let us go in and listen into that proceeding as it unfolds.